Health and Pharmaceuticals in association with Higher Secondary Principals Forum.
Namaskar students, and welcome to my fifth video on geography portion of 12th standard. Today I will be discussing with part 2 textbook India, People and Economy, unit number 1 and chapter number 1, Population of India, distribution, density, growth and composition of population. In the first part, you understood about the world population, world economic activities, world trade and commerce. In the second part, all these chapters have the information about India's regional geography. So let us begin the first chapter, knowing the population of India. So in this chapter, you will be understanding about the human and economic features of India, it's a regional geography, some of the economic activities related to tourism, you are understanding, economic activities related to agriculture, industry, you will be understanding, and also the human settlements of India. Before we understand this chapter, it is better to know some of the important terms and meanings. First one, physiological density of population. It is one of the types of population density which is calculated by total population divided by net cultivated area. Second, agricultural density of population. It is one of the types of population density which is calculated by agricultural population divided by net cultivable area. Two types. We have one more type of density, that is crude density. That's very simple. It is the population divided by the total geographical area. Population doubling time. It is the time taken to double the population of any particular region. For example, India requires only 36 years to double its population. Next is natural increase. It is regarding the growth of population. The increase of population by the process of natural growth, that is reproduction. Fifth important term is national youth policy. The policy of central government of India for the overall development of large youth population in the nation. We have large youth population. Types of population composition. In the first part, you understood about population composition. Similarly with India now, rural-urban composition, religious composition, language or linguistic composition, age and sex composition, working and non-working population composition. Different types of composition that we are going to study in this particular chapter. Classification of modern language families. 4 language families of India: Austric, Dravidian, Sino-Tibetan, Indo-European, and other smaller groups. Participation rate, the percentage difference between working and non-working population in a particular area. So it is calculated by participation rate is equal to number of working people divided by total population multiplied by 100. Next is very important, main workers. The workers who are working more than 183 days in a year, they are called main workers. Marginal workers, they are working less than 183 days in a year. So students, these are some of the important terms and meanings of this particular chapter. It is better to understand this. Now, we'll go to the population distribution. First, distribution of population in India, it can be explained in one word. What is that? Uneven distribution of population in the country. In the world, we have seen there are only 10 most populous countries in the world. Out of 10, 6 are in Asia. So in India also, similar thing is with population distribution. States like Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal, and Andhra Pradesh are the top 5 leading states in distribution of population. Next 5 states are Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Punjab, Rajasthan, Karnataka, and Gujarat. These are next 5 leading states. Now, all these 10 states, they have 76% of the India's population. Remember students, we have 76% of population in only 10 states. UP and Bihar, they have 25% of India's population. So, the distribution of population in India is not uniform, uneven. Very low distribution of population, less than 1% of total population of India is found in Jammu Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, and Uttarakhand. Very less population distribution. Now, why this uneven pattern? It is because of physical, socio-economic, and historical factors. This information you have understood in chapter number 2 of first part. Okay? Yeah. Now you can see from this chart, we will understand about the distribution of population in India. Uttar Pradesh is having 16% of India's population. Next state is Maharashtra, 9%, Bihar, 9%, West Bengal, 8%, Andhra Pradesh, 7%, and remaining states have less than 6% of India's total population. You can see here, Punjab only 2%, okay, Uttarakhand 1%, Goa also has population less than 1%. This shows highly uneven distribution of population in a country. Next important is the density of population in India. In the earlier part, I have told you there are three types of density of population. Crude density, physiological density, agricultural density. Now this density of population study is very important because it shows the human and land relationship. In other words, man and environment relationship. That is the main thing, main subject content of geography. Density of population here, we have a table. This is calculated by crude density. Simple formula. Density of population is equal to population of the area divided by total geographical area. We have a table here how the density of population in India increased over a period of time, 1951 to 2011. Area remains same, but population increases, density increases. 1951, 117 persons per square kilometer. 61, 142, 71, 177, 81, 216, 91, 274, 2001, 324, 2011, 382. In 2021, we have census. It is expected that the density will be around 425 to 430. Okay? So, increase in density is seen in our country, which has many implications on employment, on environment, on resources and other sectors of economy. Now, state-wise patterns of density in India. I told you the population distribution is uneven. What about the density? That is also uneven. We have three patterns of density population distribution in our country: high, medium, and low. Which states have high density of population? West Bengal, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala, and Tamil Nadu. The reason for high density of population is the fertile soils and historical concentration of population in those areas. Medium density of population states: Karnataka, Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, and Punjab. Why? Because of the fertile soils, availability of water, and nowadays concentration of industries. Coming to low density of population in India: Assam, Gujarat, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, northeastern states. What is the reason? It is because of the relief and climate. Many other states are there in this category, but few I have selected. This is the map of distribution of population density in our country. The dark blue patches shows high density of population, very high density of population. Here, the density of population is more than 700 persons per square kilometer as on this year's report. You can see here, this patch, particularly here, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, West Bengal. Then moderate density, you can see here moderate blue color here, and low density, the patches here, Jammu Kashmir, including Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, and here Arunachal Pradesh, northeastern states have low density of population. So this shows unequal development of economy. Population density and economy both are interrelated. In the next part, we will understand about the growth of population, increase or decrease of population. In the first part, you understood what is growth, what is positive growth, negative growth. Now, with respect to India, the growth of population in our country, it is a change. The change is two types: natural and induced. Natural is by difference of birth and death rate, by reproduction process. Induced is by way of migration, domestic migration, international migration, rural to urban migration, and others. In the chapter number 2, you will be understanding more about migration. In India, we have increase in the growth rate of population. India's population increases 2.4% per year. This is the per year figure. For 10 years, it is 24%. India takes only 36 years to double the population. If the present rate of population growth is continued, we will have only 36 years to double our population. As on today, the population of India is 130 crores. By 2056, India will have 270 crores population if the present rate of growth continues. That is why there is a need to control the population. Now, the growth of population in our country is studied by 4 phases. What changes have taken place over a period of last 100 years. Phase 1, from 1901 to 1921. This phase experienced stagnant or stationary phase of population growth in India. Very low growth rate of population in India is experienced. Very important, year 1911 to 1921, India experienced negative growth of population. The reasons are World War I, India's freedom struggle, and spread of epidemics and pandemics. Students, please note this. 100 years ago, we had a pandemic. 1911 to 1921. Now, 2000, around this period, what we have? We have a pandemic in the world. Repetition. Health issues were there. Illiteracy was there. Irregular supply of food, food shortage. 100 years ago. Today also many countries have the food shortage problem. Epidemics, I told you, and pandemics. Poor medical facilities. Death cases for common diseases like cold and flu. What is happening today? Exactly after 100 years. Next is phase 2, 1921 to 51. This period also India experienced steady population growth. The death rates declined. Health and sanitation, there was little improvement. Transport facilities increased, which affected the distribution, public distribution, means the movement of food grains, and regular food was available. High birth rate, and there was also great economic depression. Remember, students, pandemic and economic depressions. Now also, if I think, after 100 years, same thing is happening. And the World War II, so many people died. Now also, same situation is prevailing. Next is phase third, 1951 to 1981. This is the time of population explosion in our country. Why? Rapid fall in mortality rate. World War over, India's freedom struggle stopped. There was international migration from neighboring countries, migration from Pakistan, migration from Tibet, migration from Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, Myanmar. What happened? Rapid growth of population in our country experienced. This is the period of population explosion. There was also Green Revolution. This helped for regular availability of food, and death of people, death rate is declined, birth rate increased. Huge gap between birth and death rates. Population explosion took place in our country. Phase 4, 91 till date, as on today. India is experiencing high growth rate of population, 2.4% every year. India's birth rate and the total population increase is equal to Australian continent. It means every year we have a population increase as the Australian continent, Australia plus New Zealand. Why it happened? Low mortality. The death rates decline because of improvement in medical facilities and public distribution. Increase in marriage age. Earlier, there was a marriage at the age of 14, 15. But now, there is a law. 89, 21. Marriage age increase. Then, quality of life improved. Female education is given. So, family planning are practiced. So, according to World Demographic Report, WDR, by 2025, the country will have 135 million population, 135 crore by 2025. This report was given about 40 years ago. It becomes true now. What is the population of India today? Rough estimation, 130 crores. Now, the growth rate of population also has unequal distribution. It is very interesting to know the states which have high population have lower growth rate. 20% per decade. For every 10 years, 20% increase. Which are those states? Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Rajasthan, Pondicherry, and Goa have lower growth rate. Kerala has high density of population, but growth rate is the lowest in the country. Why? Practice of family planning, education, high literacy. Next, high growth rate of population is experienced. It is about 20%, 20 to 25%. States, Gujarat, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, West Bengal, and Bihar. Only two exceptions here, Maharashtra and Gujarat. They have experienced high growth of population because of migration. It is not because of natural increase. Industrialization and migration has taken place. Now, the features of population growth in India. Growth of youth population. In our country, we have 26% of population between the age 10 to 14. 15 to 64, 67%. And above age, 65 plus, only 6%. It means we have low life expectancy. India's life expectancy is only 63 years. Russia's life expectancy is 80 years. European countries have high life expectancy. Large youth population is the characteristics of India's population growth. So, we have one problem now. Large youth population. What are its effects? The effects are seen here. It is a social problem and also economic problem. Lower age of marriage, illiteracy, school dropouts, low intake of nutrients, maternal mortality, death of women during the process of pregnancy and delivery, spread of HIV, AIDS, mental stress, youth involved in drugs and juvenile delinquent, child criminals. Why? Because we have large youth population. They don't have jobs. So that is why in the year 2003, National Youth Policy was formulated to make youth a resource like. Involve youth in constructive development of the country. Make them patriotism, and responsible citizenship. This policy is very important for the human resource development in our country. It suggests participation in decision making. You know, the lowering of voting power in India from 21 to 18, why it is done? Youth should involve in decision making, policy making. Youth sports are conducted, festivals for youth, increase in creativity of youth, awareness programs, innovations in the field of science and technology are encouraged. Why? We have large youth population. This is the pyramid graph of India. See here, large up to age 30, large youth population. This should become a resource to the country. But unfortunately, youth are involved in some antisocial activities. You can see above age 65, very less distribution of population. Aging problem in the country we have. Next, we have to know something about the composition of population. What is population composition? Grouping or categorization of population is called the composition of population. In chapter number 3 of first part, you understood about population composition. This is with reference to India. Population composition. Rural and urban composition of population, first we have to know. This is the social and economic indicators of population in India. Knowing rural and urban population is very important. You will know about the society and other demographic characteristics. India has 72% of rural population and 28% of urban population. Uttar Pradesh and Bihar have high rural population in our country. In India, there are about 6,38,588 villages. India has a village economy. Some states in India have less rural population. It is because of development of industries, tertiary, quaternary sectors of economy. The states which have more agricultural activities have higher rural population. Low population of rural is recorded in Goa, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra. It is because of urbanization. Many cities, the size of rural population means the population of a village, it is less than 200 in hill states of northeastern part of India, Assam, Mizoram, Nagaland, Tripura, Arunachal Pradesh, Sikkim, and run of Kutch, the Gujarat border areas, and Rajasthan some areas. The village population is very, very less. In some of the states, the village population is more than 17,000, where in Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and the villages of Maharashtra, very high population of rural. India, if you compare the world demography, India has low urban population. The urban population is only 28%. Of course, it's the old data. As on today, the India's urban population is around 35%. European nations, they have urban population above 80%. More urban population means the economic development has taken place. Continuous employment, increase in standard of living. So, we should not see only the population here. We should see the impact on economy and society. India, in last 60 years, had low urban population, but in recent times, the population of urban is increasing. Why it is happening? We should know. The reasons are migration from rural areas. Unemployment in rural area is responsible for the migration to urban areas. In second chapter, we will discuss this. Industrialization in urban area, growth and development of many industries, industrial regions, industrial clusters, industrial estates, the population is increasing. Growth of secondary, tertiary, quaternary sectors in urban areas. In the first part, you understood which are secondary activities, tertiary activities, quaternary activities. They are increasing in urban areas. So, the process of urbanization is increasing. Fourth important reason is economic development and improvement in health, educational facilities in urban areas. This is also contributed much to increase urban population. Urbanization. It is a process of concentration of population in cities, towns, other than villages. It is low in some of the areas and high in many areas. North Indian plain increased urban population due to the urban areas expansion. Industrial areas around cities, New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bengaluru, Chennai, Hyderabad, and many metropolitan cities, the population of urban or urbanization is rapid. Low urbanization is recorded in agricultural areas of lower Ganga plain. Ganga, a major river in North India, lower Ganga plain has low urbanization because of agricultural activities. Telangana, remote areas of Telangana, non-irrigated areas of Rajasthan, tribal areas of northeastern states of India, flood-prone areas of peninsular eastern Madhya Pradesh. All these geographical regions have low urbanization process. After understanding about rural-urban composition, now we have to know the linguistic composition of population in our country. According to Grayson, India has 179 languages, 544 dialects. India has high diversity of languages. In no other country you find such a diversity of language. There are languages which are spoken by less than 10,000 people, language and dialects. Smaller proportion of people. Hindi is a major language that is spoken by 40% of India's population. Kashmiri and Sanskrit, that is spoken by 0.01% of India's population. Very few people speak, according to the linguistic diversity. Now, linguistic classification in our country. We speak many languages and dialects. They belong to 4 major language families. Which are those? We have a table here. Language family, first one is called Austric. This is also called Nishada. The percentage of speakers is 1.38%. Very few people they speak. These are tribal dialects. If you go to Assam, Chhattisgarh, and parts of northeastern states, each and every tribe has its own dialect. They are the languages in Meghalaya, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, West Bengal parts of Bihar, Odisha, tribal areas, Assam, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh particularly, and the tribal belt of Maharashtra. Next is Sino-Tibetan, second language family. It is called Tirata. It is spoken by 0.85% of the total population of India, particularly in Tibeto-Himalayan dialects, border areas of Tibet and India. These dialects are spoken in Jammu Kashmir, Ladakh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Nagaland, northeastern states of India. Third one is Dravidian language family. These are the languages of South India. 20% of India's population speak these languages, which include Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, and Malayalam. In Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, and Kerala. Next is the major language family of India, Indo-European. They are also called Aryan languages. 73% of the population of India are speaking these languages. There are many languages and dialects. I have selected only few here. For example, Hindi, Sanskrit, Marathi, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Indo-European family. These are spoken in North Indian plain, Maharashtra, West Bengal, Odisha, and many parts of North India and western part of India, including Goa. Aryan family languages. So, it shows that the country has great diversity of languages. Next is religious composition of population. Grouping of population according to religion. This also is very important because it reflects the cultural diversity of our country. Hindus are 80.5% in our country, majority group. Muslims around 13.5%, Christians 2.3%, Sikhs 1.9%, smaller group of population, Buddhists 0.9%, Jains 0.4%. Besides this, there are many other minor group of religions. This is according to the latest information. Now, we should know some of the important features, particularly with reference to the distribution of some religious groups. Let us see first the Hindus. the majority group in India. They are found in most of the country, but the border areas of Pakistan and the China border, the population in northeastern states, the Hindus are minor groups. So except border areas and hill states, the Hindus are majority of population. High percentage of Hindus are distributed in Madhya Pradesh, Orissa, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand. Muslims are the second largest group. They are also spread all over the country, but they are more in Jammu and Kashmir, West Bengal, and Lakshadweep. Uttar Pradesh also, Bihar, in South, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, and Karnataka, they have sizable population. Christians, they are more distributed in Goa, Kerala, and northeastern states. Nagaland has 80% Christian population. Mizoram, Meghalaya, and many other parts in the northeastern state, their population is, to the state population, is about 80%. Next is Sikhs. They are more distributed in Punjab, Haryana, Delhi, and all major cities in India. Next, Jains and Buddhists, minor groups. Jains are more in Rajasthan, Gujarat, Maharashtra, particularly in urban areas. Buddhists in Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, and Ladakh area. Tripura and Himachal Pradesh, they are also more distributed. Then country has many other smaller faiths, tribal faiths, like Zoroastrians. So the country is highly diversified in religion. In no other country of the world, such a diversity you find with regard to religion. So cultural diversity is very rich in our country. A table which I have already explained, religious composition of India, Hindus 80%, Muslims 13.5, Christians 2.3, Sikhs 1.9, Buddhists, Jains, and others, minor groups, showing a very rich social and cultural life in our country. One more chart to explain large percentage of Hindus, Muslims, and other groups. You can understand with these diagrams. Next is composition of working population. The percentage of working and non-working population is a very important indicator of economic development in a particular area. The workers are divided, main workers, marginal workers, and if you see all the population, three categories: main workers, marginal workers, and non-workers. The working age of population in India is 15 to 60 years. Anybody in this group is called a working population. And others are the dependent population. They should be higher working population and lower dependent population. It is an economic development indicator. But in our country, this is not the case. Let us see what is the percentage of working population in our country. Main workers, they work more than 183 days in a year. We have more percentage of, marginal workers. Why? The India has only 39% working population out of 100. So 60 is a dependent population. In 39%, the majority is marginal workers. those who are working in agriculture fields, industrial work. So it means they don't have regular employment. Country has large dependent population, and it is one of the reasons of poverty in our country. We have large population with poverty, below poverty line. The reason is the difference between working and non-working, and also what type of worker. Unemployment and underemployment, these are the two important features of our population. What is participation rate? The proportion of working and non-working population is called participation rate. Large working population, particularly in agriculture sector, most of them are marginal workers. They are found in Himachal Pradesh, Sikkim, Chhattisgarh, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Manipur and Meghalaya, smaller states. But most of them are marginal workers. They have employment 3 to 4 months in a year, and remaining months, no employment. Agriculture sector. Occupational composition in India. If you classify the population into 3 categories. Primary activities, 58.2. You know, primary sector do not give you regular employment. Secondary activity, industries, manufacturing, only 4.2%. Tertiary activity, services, 37.6. So we have large workforce that is in primary sector, which is not much contributing for economic development. Now, occupational categories in India, we made cultivators, agricultural laborers. Cultivators means he is the owner of the land. Agricultural laborers, they don't have land, but they have employment. Their percentage is high. Cultivators are less, but agricultural laborers are more in our country. This is another problem. Household industrial workers, we can say cottage industry and others. Other workers, service and all. Next, another problem of India is the female participation rate is very less. Only 14 point of female in India, they are workers. Female participation is very low in our country because the declining proportion of workers in agriculture sector. Large cultivators are found in Himachal Pradesh and Nagaland. Large agricultural laborers are found in many parts of the state, which include Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Orissa, Jharkhand, West Bengal and Madhya Pradesh. Large service workers in urban industrial areas, Delhi, Punjab and Chandigarh. Okay, students, this is the content of the chapter number 1, population, density, growth, distribution and composition. In the end, I would like to give you a few questions. You go through the textbook, see this video and prepare for the exams. Only questions, answers you have to find out. What is density of population? Explain the distribution of population in India. Explain the distribution of density of population. Explain the growth of population in India according to first and second phase. Explain the growth of population in India according to third and fourth phases. Give reasons for the population explosion during fourth phase in India. Explain growth of population according to states in India. Give reasons for the need of youth policy in India. Explain the rural and urban composition of population in India. what are the important features of urbanization in India, explain linguistic composition of population in India, name the major languages of Indo-European family, name the major languages of Dravidian family, explain the religious composition of population in India, distinguish between main and marginal workers, explain the main features of working population in India, which sectors of economy has higher proportion of workers in India. These are some of the important questions. Thank you for watching this video, and I wish you all the best and happy learning.
Prudent Scholars, powered by Lupin Pharmaceuticals.
अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस। अब आपकी सुरक्षा आपके हाथों में। ल्यूपी सेफ हैंड सैनिटाइजर, आपका और चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स का फर्स्ट लाइन ऑफ डिफेंस।